Hey YouTube, welcome on into a cool video. This time I'm doing the CW ArrowVerse DC universe minifigures. So there's a lot of them, so let's get into it. So our first character obviously has to be the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. I got most of these offline, or actually I think all of them offline, or I made some personally. So he comes with that green hood, this green awesome bow, and then the cool look for his chest, and then printing onto his belt, into his pants. No printing on the sides of him except for his arm right here, and then no printing on the back of him except for his back, and then no printing on again on the side except for his arm again right there. And then he has that looking face, and then this regular looking face, the Oliver Queen look, and then the Green Arrow on the other side. And that is it for Green Arrow. Our next character is the Flash, and this character has a little bit red on his mask with the lightning bolts. No printing on the sides, no printing on the sides, and then he has that Flash logo right there on the front, and goes into his belt, into the cool printing on his pants right there, and then no printing at the side, and then he has a little bit printing on the back of him, and then into his pants, but no printing on the actual pants. And then he has this smiling face with orangish eyebrows, and then that worried look on this side. And that is it for the Flash. Our next character is Reverse Flash, and he came with these flashing looking powers, and then he has those cool removable bolts on his helmet, and then he has the Reverse Flash logo on the front, and then he has some printing on the pants. No printing on the sides, no printing on the pants, but at the back of them right there, and then no more printing on the side. And then this is what his face looks like on this side. So you could technically use both if you really wanted to without the bulky-ish helmet on, and then he would look good either way. So, but he just came with this one, so I'm leaving it on this one. Our next character is Jessie Quick, and she has it came with actually this funny shield piece that says the Flash on it, and I just thought it was kind of funny. I have like 3 of them that came with a couple characters, but I'm just showing it on this character. That is if my camera actually, cooperates. So anyways, so she has that bun brown hair, and then she has the red mask, and then the logo on her front, and then some printing on her belt into her pants, some printing on the sides, a little bit printing on her arm, and then printing on the back of her back into her belt, no printing into the pants, but printing on her arm again, and no printing on the side. And then she has another expression, which is a crap look. And then that is it for Jessie Quick. Our next character is Kid Flash, and he came with this brown hair, and then his cool mask, and then he has the Flash logo right there, and then it goes printing into his pants, his belt into his pants, and then he has some printing on his arm, no printing on the whole side of him except for his arm. Then he has some printing on the back of him, into his belt, but not into his pants. And then same thing on this side, printing on his arm, no printing on the side of him. And then that is the only expression he has on this side, and that is it for Kid Flash. Our second to last character is the Atom, and he has some cool printing on his helmet with a little atom symbol right there, and then he has a cool expression, and then he has some printing all the way down his body, from his chest into his belt into his pants, And then he has printing on the side of his pants, no printing on his arm or under his arm. And then he has no printing on the pants but he has some printing on his back into his belt. And then same thing on this side, printing on the side, no printing on the arm or beyond under the arm, but he has that printing on the back of his head. And that's what it looks like without the mask. And that is the Atom. Our last character is Zoom. And Zoom has a cool lightning for effect. And then his black suit comes with a lot of silver on it, with his like silver type of whatever those are called. And then he has printing on his chest with that flash symbol right there. And then some printing on his pants into his, belt into his pants. No printing on the side of him. No printing on the back of his pants. And then, but he has some printing on the back right here into his belt. And no printing on the side. But this is what his face looks like without his bigger mask. Kind of cool looking. And then that is it for Zoom. And catch you guys on the next one. And more characters from the CW show will be coming in the next video. And a lot more. Catch you guys in the next one.